Are you planning on robbing something?
No, this is my new face.
For the new year?
Yeah, does it move? Okay.
That's freaky.
Look at my new face.
No.
No, you don't like it. It's not an upgrade. D2 mini martinis.
It is 2018.
Yes.
Do I want to tag Tim Emnith?
First day.
I already tagged you.
First post. It says tagged. First day of the year, first post of the year.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
I don't know. It was kind of random.
So I think we did this before, but we're going to discuss it again since everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions. Is that it is a good idea, you don't have to do it this month, but to write down some goals for your family and for your relationship and maybe not get killed by the cat.
Seriously, cat just attacked my face. Little snot. Gotta cover up the blood marks.
Yeah, there's blood on her head. So we went through a lot of dates and a lot of conversations to get this list done. And so Tammy's going to read what our goal is.
Oh, wait, we've kind of done the...
I think you need a costume on again. I love the pictures.
From last night. That was fun. I was Paula Abdul and he was Mork.
Mork for Mork.
Yeah, and we were apparently married. That's definitely on
We were married,
planet.
yeah. It was.
No, I think
she
it's
was
really
drawing
important.
pictures of cats.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. All right, so what is our goal?
Okay, so our goal in marriage, and I think this is a really important thing to do. I think this is a great resolution for married couples because everybody's like, oh, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to write a budget, blah, 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 all these things. This is something that's really, really, really important. And I think it's important to have this as your marriage goal, like whatever yours is, but come up with something. Put it on the refrigerator, whatever. Ours is to leave a positive marriage behind and godly legacy for our kids and grandkids. We want nothing more to know that our children are walking in God's truth and are happy, creating successful families of their own. And
That sounds like a big job.
It is a big job. That's a huge job. We are raising human beings to be decent human beings and have fantastic families of their own.
Not only do I have to raise men, but I have to raise men that know how to treat a woman.
Yes.
Man, it's rough.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. I think that's really important.
All right, so now that we have that goal, big deal. Okay, anyone could say I have this goal.
Get there?
Yeah, so how do you get there? So then that's what we discussed. What's step one? What does it look like when you start achieving this goal so that you could start understanding what success is? And it's kind of the same exact thing if you haven't been intimate in like a year, then you kind of have to slowly get back into it and understand what success is. So success would be kissing, then there would be like touching, then there would be petting, and then you can figure out the rest of the steps to see what success is. So, so the journey. So now that you know that our goal is to leave a positive marriage, a godly legacy for our kids and grandkids, how do we do that?
Yeah, I want my kids to go, wow, my parents were really in love. They really loved each other. They cared for each other. They were considerate with each other. My dad really loved my mom. My mom really loved my dad. That's huge to me. I want my kids to know that. Like
huge.
Just tonight, I said, what did I say to you? I said something like,
I love you.
I love you. But I said, do you have everything you need? And you're like, no. I'm like, what else do you need? And Tim kind of looked at me, like kind of a little, I need time with you. And Caleb was over in the corner. We didn't even say anything. And he's like, do you need to spend time with mom? I'm like, yep, that was it. And I love that. I love that he totally picked up on that, even though we didn't say that. Anyway.
I didn't say anything. I just gave her the eye.
That was great. I loved it.
All right, so how do we get there?
So I think the point in this is we have 3 little steps. These are easy. They're tangible. It's not flowery and weird. Like when we first came up with this, I was like, oh, these beautiful little flowery things. No.
And I said, that is stupid.
You did not say this.
Do it the right way.
Let's get something logical. Yeah. Logical, tangible, that we can both follow. Accepting failure as a way to grow and learn rather than as a condemnation or blamed as a mistake. Because we're going to fail. I'm not going to have sex with him as much as he wants. He may not be as romantic with me as much as I want. But it's those expectations and talking about it and going, hey, that's not a failure. It's let me talk about it. This is what I expect. And working through that. So the next one, do you want to?
That one all started from me playing first-person shooters, and I listened to a couple of pro gamers, and I went, they think that every time they die, it's their fault. It's not that the other guy was better than them. It's my fault I died. And that's a really healthy way of looking at failure. Yep, I failed. How can I improve so I don't fail that same exact way again? So I'm not beating my head against the wall. I'm continually moving forward. And that's honestly what professional gamers do all of the time. Every time they die in a video game, it is their fault. It's not the other person, it's their fault. So when you fail, how do you succeed past that?
That's interesting.
You can learn a lot from video games.
Apparently. Being quick to forgive and listen and slow to speak in anger. And
I try to work the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
No. We really try, like, wait a minute. Let me hear you exactly. Did you hear what Dad just said? Xander, did you hear what Caleb just said? We really try to stop. What am I hearing you
Scream
say?
at them louder, and pull out the belt and beat them until they forgive us.
Whatever
That's the
works.
plan. Yeah.
And our third, that's for Tim and I to evolve our evolving level of intimacy, able to adapt to changing seasons in our lives.
Yeah, so we started at light petting, and now we're into BDSM. Bad example.
Wow. That went off the rails. Okay. That's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
Well, like, just in general, as our lives change and evolve, kids come into our life, then kids grow up and hopefully leave, and
what do you mean, hopefully? Yeah.
Their own lives.
Foot in, but outdoor,
so
18
that
by.
changes the intimacy in your life.
Yes.
Things change during that. And, what he or she liked back in college when you first got married or whatever may not be what you like now. And I think that's a big thing. Well, you used to like it. Well, I used to be 23. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things. Well, I'm just saying, these are things that change and that evolve. And I think it's important not to say, never mind, I never want to have sex or never want to do that again or whatever it is. It's just
That's not fun.
No, it's like, hey, let's try this. Let's see if we can spruce up our sex life this way or that way or whatever it is.
And that is coming on the private group.
It is.
I have
That's
materials
kind of
for you.
That's kind of our New Year's resolution for our little group. I know we said we'd get a little bit more intimate on our group. We kind of didn't. So I need to be brave.
It's all her fault. I can get weird all the time.
You know that. He's pretty easy.
But yeah,
weird,
in our private group, we're actually going to be more materials rather than just videos. There's going to be documents and things to help you with your marriage rather than
a lot
just
of reading materials.
A lot of documents. Ideas for what to do on dates, decks of cards to purchase to help you with those ideas. So stuff like that. Hi, Lori.
Okay. So anyway, and we also came up with a byproduct because when you do all of these things, not only are you going for your goal, which is
I think you should review of how we got there since we sidetracked. So first, have a goal. Second, have some steps to fulfill that goal.
Yeah.
And three
That's what I said,
is the byproduct of those actions, and the byproduct is.
Well, if all those three things that we talked about happen, it provides a safe home for friends and family. Our kids, their friends, our family, extended family. It's a safe home physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And, accepting failure, quick to forgive and listen, all of that happens. Like the other day, I literally had kids from the neighborhood over, and one kid was freaking out about something that happened. I go, okay, what do you need? Well, I need da-da-da-da. I go, wait, what exactly do you need? We're listening. Okay, well, I need this. Okay, Xander, let's talk about that. And we had this whole, and I go, okay, great. We talked through it. I said, is this issue resolved? And he said, yes. I'm like, great. That was just neighbor kids. When you do that and you really listen to the kids in your family, neighbors, friends, family, they feel safe, they feel listened to, they feel valued and important.
I think I want to change this safe home thing. Because if you are the safe home in the family,
things can evolve and grow.
In the neighborhood, if you're the safe home in the neighborhood, then nobody wants to leave your house. And so you're sitting, all of the kids want to come over and stay the night on random nights, and then you lose your date. People come over and never want to leave, ever. You're like,
no. And I don't feel I have the gift of hospitality.
Can you go?
I love people, but I don't feel that I am blessed with the gift of hospitality.
A safe home necessarily isn't the response of having a safe home, which everyone wants, is that people never want to leave your home. And I just want to give you that piece of knowledge. It's just like praying for patience You're more likely given opportunities to be patient rather than just you're magically patient. So
Yeah, and
that's
the
one of
last
those
thing-
safe home things I just want to make sure that you're aware of, so you don't put that on your list and get the same curse that I have. People just be coming over randomly all of the time and never need it.
Goofball. The last one, I love this one. This is important to me. I've got relationship integrity. The same publicly as privately. We are kind to each other in public as well as in private, loving and caring outside as well as behind closed doors. Because honestly, there's been so many people we've talked to, so many couples that put on a huge front. I think all of us do to some extent. We put on a face, we put on a front, everything's great.
Yeah.
You know, screaming and hitting the kids on the way to church, and then,
Put my
okay,
face on.
we're at church, let's get it. You know.
Put my face on.
There you go. I want to be the same. This is how we are. We are.
Yeah.
Well, this is how we
Doesn't
are.
really get any better than this, but it's all downhill from here.
But it doesn't get any worse than this.
Well,
I mean, we've had arguments.
She does
Can we
pick her
talk about
nose.
it?
She tries to pick mine and eats it. It's gross.
That's disgusting. You know that's my pet peeve. That literally makes me sick to my stomach.
All right.
Boogers are gross.
Boogers are gross. And
Anyway,
and
but I
so
know
how
that's-
we
that's
check up
important.
on our relationship integrity
We do.
very quickly and very easily by asking our son.
Yeah.
Hey,
Your
are we the same
kids
outside? Or are we the
will
same
be
inside?
honest with you.
Yeah. And your kids are a good,
No.
Holy Spirit gut check.
You
at
guys
times.
are screaming behind closed doors, and as soon as you go to church
Yeah.
or you're out, you're like two strangers. That should be a check. That should be a serious gut check for you. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing wrong here?
How come you're always
know?
grabbing mom on the home, but not when you're out in the...
Speaking of, you
What?
realize you have your hand down my pants, right?
I just didn't know where to put my hand.
His hand is on my behind at the moment.
How is that a problem?
It's really not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so
And
work on that.
And I'll do that in the grocery store. Just you watch.
All right, so Happy New Year.
Happy New
It's
Year.
going to be a great 2018. It's gonna
Only
be
if you
great.
make goals.
Make goals. Make marriage goals.
And
make
then if you need to
relationship
spend
goals.
money, you can get a health membership because they're on sale right now for the next ever.
Okay, for the next ever. Now for about a month and a half, and then they'll peter off.
And if you
know.
are a gym person, just deal with the extra 30 people that come to the
Seriously,
gym. They're going to go
30.
away in 30 days anyways.
Right. All right, we love you guys.
Love you.
Have a great 2018, and we will see you next Monday.
Have a good night. Bye.